Hey everyone, it's Lisa the Whimsical Gardener. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I created several winter holiday container for the front of my house. This video I filmed over several days as I had time, but this is one example of the pots that I created. So I'm going to go through and show you how I do them. I foraged most of the greeneries here, including the pine cone. The only thing that I purchased was the ribbons and a few of the picks. But I love if you can like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share with a gardening friend too as well. So let's come along and take a look at these containers. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this container. I'm going to cut it first, and then I'm going to go ahead and gauge it a little bit after I'm done, or before I... Oh, this might be all that's needed. Now I think I need to use the other one because I need a little bit more of a drop. Alright, take two. I'm going to do a little bit of a trying to gauge it first before I do a little bit of a tie. Make sure I have enough of a swag. Is that what you call it? I'm not sure. I'm going to probably go in with a little bit of hot glue after I'm done, just to make sure that it doesn't fall over time. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking a fabric scissors and I'm cutting this at an angle. Length at the bottom. Now I'm just going to basically gauge it. So just kind of twirl it a little bit. Doing the same thing with the other one too. Alright, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go in now with my second ribbon. And for my second ribbon, what I'm going to do is same thing, but I'm going to tie it here, but I'm going to do different lengths. Because what's going to happen is my pine cone will go next. And I find that it's a little bit easier to... what I did for my wire was just roll a piece out and then just double it up. I find that if I tie my ribbon before I put a pine cone on, it's a lot easier. And then I'm taking it at the end and I'm cutting it at an angle. I find for this, if you use a fabric scissors, much better, much better. So now what I'm going to do is just take this and simply tie it around. And this one here has metal, so what happens is when I go to like fluff it in the future, it'll stay in place. But all of that I'll do once I put the pine cones on. Alright, I'm gonna do, I think what I want to do is a little bit shorter one too as well. So let me cut a smaller piece. And you can stop at one ribbon if you want to. One layer of ribbon, I mean. But I'm just gonna do two. Alright, so that's my ribbons for right now for this container. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come and put my pine cones next, which I'll show you guys how to make that. But doesn't that look nice with a white container? I mean, you can technically stop here if you want to. You don't need to do anything else. Just this alone is good in my opinion. So for this pot that I have here, I'm gonna do the same exact thing as the other one. Careful guys, you're gonna get tangled with this thing. So I'm just measuring my ribbon and making sure they're equal size on both sides. Alright, then I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap my container. Then I'm gonna fluff afterwards, so I'm gonna go ahead and gauge it properly afterwards. Making sure that both of my sides are equal as possible. Eventually, when I show you the final reveal of these containers, I'm gonna probably remove some of these. Actually, I'm gonna enhance it with some greenery that I'm gonna forge. So I'll show you guys that. Well, by the time you see this whole thing, it would be a completed container, so I would have forged the greenery by then. Now I'm gonna go in with my secondary ribbon. Now what I'm gonna try to do is do a little bit longer of a layer, and my second one I'll do a little bit longer too as well. Now when I'm cutting my ribbon, I'm cutting it at an angle like this. It just looks much more aesthetically pleasing. And I'm just basically fluffing it. Then I'm going to go back in now with my shorter piece, but I'm going to make it a little bit longer than the other one that I did. Bring it over now. Alright, see how I have my layered pieces now? Now I could go ahead with my pine cones. Now when I do my pine cones, I'm not going to probably do maybe 3 or maybe 4. We'll see. Alright, I could technically just leave it just like that because, let me move back so you can see it. If you look at the whole thing, I can technically just leave it just like that, and that looks holiday-ish just with just that alone. So back at it again here, I am going to transform this fall container to the Christmas season. I'm going to keep my pumpkin up a little bit longer until after Thanksgiving, then I will transition them. But normally what I'll do, since the grass is brown now, I would like to leave it, but this is how I intend on transforming this over. I'm going to incorporate some pine cones as well as some greenery. So I got these what do you call it? This is cypress. And I also got some juniper stems as well. I'm bringing it a little closer, and then we'll go ahead and start dressing this. But my thought is that I put the greenery like right here. So I'm going to take some of my larger stems of the cypress and do that first. Stick them in the container. Alright, so that's layer number 1. Now I'm going to go, eventually you wouldn't see the brown on the back. Now I'm going to go with my cypress. Now, what is this? No, this is juniper, I'm sorry. To go with my juniper now and stick that in there. I have these that are draping. So why not have it hang down a little bit, something like this, right? So just layering a little bit. And maybe like a couple sprigs of juniper as well to layer it over. Now what I don't know, guys, is how long this is going to stay fresh in this container. So it might be something that probably wouldn't look good after a few days. We shall see, but I'm thinking it will because it's going to be cold. Okay, so I draped it down this way, put a little bit that way. Alright, so this is what I did. Isn't that cute? I did end up cutting back the grass. And then I drape the containers. So I drape the other greenery on that one side. So now it comes like up and down. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous. So I was playing around with creating holiday containers for the front of the house and created this one here. So now I'm going to try to do the mirror image of it on the other pot, and I'll bring you along with that. For this I used some pine cone which I foraged, a ribbon, some berries, and then these are just greenery I cut around the neighborhood. So I've got some juniper, I've got some criptomeria, and then this I have from my yard, not sure what that is. I do need to water the pot. Oh, and some what do you call it, holly. So running out of daylight, guys. This is a bad thing when you work a full-time job and you're trying to get these things done. Run out of daylight. So trying to film this in between daylight and after work and on the weekend. So let me bring you along with this here. I need to keep this a little bit of water, because when you keep it water, it gives keeps the greens fresher. Guys, I do need to show you the back of my car. So greenery I cut, holly, magnolia, criptomeria. I also got some juniper as well. So my car is filled. The nice thing is the weather is cool, so it's keeping it nice and fresh. So you can use any ribbon of your choice. This one here is 10.5 inch wide by 18 foot long. You can get this at any craft store, Walmart, anywhere, but any ribbon of your choice. I'm going with a green and red theme this year. And it does help if you have a fabric scissors to use that for cutting, just because it's much easier. So I know I want a little bit of a gauge, so I'm going to cut it a little bit longer so I have a little bit of a gauge like that. And from my container I have them facing out this way, so I'm just doing the same exact thing here. in terms of the direction, and I'm going to tie this twice. Alright, and then what I typically do is I'm going to go back and gauge the ribbon in a sec, but at the end of it, because you want it to look nice, is I cut it as an angle. So it's not like a straight edge. If you can see, it's more of an angle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go kind of fluff my ribbon a little bit and space it out. Okay, so this is layer number 1. Actually, this might be a little bit too long. Let me cut it a little bit more. Yeah. Now I'm gonna drape this a little bit later. So now let's go ahead and do my ribbon number 2. In fact, I'm not going to do layer number 2 for the ribbon yet. What I do want to show you is how to make a pine cone swag, because that's the next thing we're going to do. And if I can find the end of this, that'll be great. So I have some paddle wire. This one is a 26 gauge paddle wire. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the biggest pine cone and I'm going to wrap it around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail at the end, because that's what I'm going to use to hang it against the container of itself. And now I'm going to twist like this, and I'm just going to twist it a couple of times just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I now have layer number 1. Now I'm going to do, if you can do it 2-way, I can tie individual pine cones to this, or I could use this and wrap it if I want. So I'm just going to wrap it individually. See, like that. Now I'm going to go with another one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in this case, do another one, which will hang somewhere there, but I'll come back and gauge it. Guys, I'm hoping this is making sense what I'm doing. So I'm just making them layer so they hang off of each other. I have the first layer. I'm going to go ahead and string individual ones now. I'm going to go ahead and hang one there. Alright, I think I have my cluster of pine cones, so let's go ahead and hang it. So I created a little bit of a loop when I did this. Now the easiest way I found to do this is do it that way. I'm going to pass it in between this ribbon right here first, and then I am going to use a stick to hold it in place. Alright, so I just got a piece of stick like this, and I'm going to use that, stick it into the dirt, and just hook it on here. Now what's going to happen is eventually you're not going to see the stick once I do all the greenery. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and tie the ribbon of my second set of ribbon right here, and that will determine once I'm done if I need, it looks like I need to add another pine cone right there. And what I'm going to do with the ribbon is I cut a ribbon, I did a little bit of an angle, oh, it's a worse angle, better angle you guys, a little bit of an angle like this. I'm going to tie it, and I'm going to do 2 layers because I want my ribbon to have 2 layers in terms of the length. And we'll come back and fluff this one here and have it curl properly. I'm just opening up this ribbon and let it fluff a little bit as well too. I use the pine cones to kind of hold it in place. Now I need to do one more layer of ribbon, but this one here I'm going to do a little bit shorter. Seriously guys, running out of daylight. I hope this video comes out good. Okay, now I'm going to fluff this up again too as well. The nice thing is these are metal. These ribbons have wire on them, so they are very easy to gauge. Actually, I'm not going to do another pine cones. I think that might be good. Now what I'll do is I bought these picks. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on top there. And now it gives it a finished look. And I'm using 2 picks, any picks you can use. See how it gives it a nice finished look. Now imagine with me doing the greenery, so we'll do that next with the greenery, but I think my first layer is done, and let's do the top part of it now with the greenery, which is the fun part of it. So first thing I'm going to do is I have all of my criptomeria, so I'm going to go ahead and put that as layer number 1. And I'm going to use the natural curvature of the branch to have that curve over the container. And I'm sticking it directly into the soil. I'm making sure that I'm sticking it down into the soil because I want to make sure it stays in place if the wind blows. Gonna make sure I put some taller stems. Alright, so the next layer I'm going to do now is my juniper. So these are my juniper pieces. Looks like I need a little bit more height there, so I'm going to try to use a taller one. That should be pretty good. Let me just walk around and see if this looks balanced. So we're running out of time. Light. This pine cone, I need to adjust that pine cone. Okay. I think that might be good. The only thing I need to go is let me cut a couple of branches. Oh, I need to put the holly. That's what I need to do next. I think that might be it. We're running out of light, so I'm going to come back in the morning and show you how it all looks like. I think it looks good for what you can barely see right now, so we'll come back tomorrow. So it's the next morning. I'm going to show you what the container looked like. Ran out of daylight before, but isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness, so gorgeous. Very simple, just green on top. Alright, so now the two containers match the entrance when you're coming in the entrance of the walkway. So the next thing that I want to work on is this container by the front of the house. And my idea is that I did forage some magnolia leaves. Aren't they pretty? And then look at the back of it. Beautiful, right? So I'm going to do some magnolia leaves and some juniper with some pine cones. Trying to decide whether to put in the juniper first or the pine or the magnolia. Not sure. I'll try and see. Maybe juniper in the middle, magnolia around it is what I'm thinking. Careful when you're working with juniper, it could be a little bit spiky. And the juniper is really nice. I got it from one of our neighborhood friends that has a hedge of juniper. You might have seen it in the video that I did, the container for the front of the subdivision. Alright, so now let me go stick the magnolia stems and let's see how that looks, and then I'll finish it up with some pine cones. The super inexpensive way to put some greenery and some life in your container during the winter when everything is dormant. I think I need a little bit of height here, so let me go find some taller junipers. I'll turn a little bit closer so you can see me finishing up this. So I'm just creating a little bit more height for the middle. Alright, so now I have my pine cone. So what I did was I just used some paddle wire and I put it around the outside of the pine cone, and then I just kind of string it together, and if you can see. So now what I'm going to do is just go stick a trio in there. I think I may need to do individual pine cones instead. Alright, trio might be too much. Let me go do an individual pine cone instead. Okay, I think individual pine cone might be better. The pine cones, I'm going with a smaller size, just due to the size of the container. Don't really see that one. I think that might be it, guys. This might just be one of my most favorite simple containers. So all I did was I took the juniper, stick it there, a few pine cones, and then a magnolia leaf. I did it as a border. Absolutely gorgeous. So I've not finished all of the containers, but I do want to show you where I'm stopping off for today. Otherwise, this video is going to be ridiculously long. So we finished this container here. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. So we have these two right there. I may need to turn the bow facing a little bit this way for that one, but I think we're good. Container number 2. And then the chest, we transformed this as well for the winter season. Gorgeous, gorgeous. My pumpkins are still there. I'm gonna leave that up until Thanksgiving. And then we started this container, but we are not done yet with that one. And finally, we have this one that's just juniper and pine cones and some magnolia. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous, gorgeous. Alright everybody, hope you enjoy seeing how to create these inexpensive container and how to transform them from fall to the holiday season. So after the holiday season, I can simply just remove the ribbons and keep the greenery up. So I usually keep that up until I'm ready to plant my spring plants. Please like, comment, subscribe to the video as well. Share with any friend that might find this interesting. So until next time, everybody, happy gardening and hope you enjoy creating your holiday containers.